Hey guys, what's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Ubus here, back again with another Isaac Bring Run. So we have Azazel, Isaac, and maybe the Lost left. So I'm gonna be a little boring, and we're gonna go Azazel, because I enjoy Azazel. PQNZ. Alright, oh nice. Alright, so Azazel's awesome. Obviously he starts with the shortened brimstone, which gets affected by range, and he starts with flight. And other than that, he's just a kind of weirdo. You know, he doesn't have a lot of very okay. Well, all right. Okay. Well. Okay. All right. No, it's yeah. Okay. The other cool thing about Azazel is, of course, he doesn't start with any red hearts, but unlike Blue Baby, he can actually get red hearts, so that's pretty good. That's definitely the problem with one of the bigger issues with playing as Blue Baby, is that you don't have any capability of getting red hearts, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because you pretty much get guaranteed deals with the devil. At the very least, on second floor, you do get a guaranteed deal with the devil. On future floors, it's like, you know, you have a chance to get a deal with the devil. But at the same time, those deals with the devil kind of suck because, you know what? Let's do it. Throw our one key away. Not the best, but this is on sale, so let's take the little baggie. Lose the Fool Pill and get 2 of Amnesia. Just gonna get them both out of the way, and I'm gonna buy this key right here, and I'm also gonna buy that Spirit Heart. And then we're gonna go down to the next floor. So Azazel's great because he starts out with this buffer health. So if you do get heart containers, you're still basically, you know, you have the same situation as Blue Baby, where you're basically guaranteed deals with the devil, but at the same time you can actually abuse the fact that if you have 1 heart container, you can get any single deal for that 1 heart. Only 1 deal though. You can only turn 1 heart container into 1 deal, which makes sense. But I don't know. Well, that's not entirely true. If one of the deals is 9 lives, obviously you can turn that first heart into another heart, which will allow you to get another deal, which means that you would have gotten 2 deals. Don't worry about it. It's alright. It's okay. It's a bit confusing. I'm going to reel it in, though. I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to reel it in. I'm going to get upset about the things contained within that chest. I'm also going to be upset at the location that Monstro began. That was pretty bullshit. Okay. Well, this is good. That's insane, I think. So even though that costs 2 red hearts, obviously I don't give a shit because I'm Azazel. But again, because I had the 1 red heart, I can turn it into any 1 deal with the devil, which is what I did. Beautiful. Keys are awesome. So I started watching. Okay, so I'll explain how this evolved from the beginning. I've always been very interested in chess. It's always been an incredibly cool game to me, right? That was kind of bullshit. It's been cool, you know. I've always thought that it's been just a very unique, very interesting game that I find fascinating. I've never been good at chess because I've never gone out of my way to learn how to be good at chess. And recently-ish, I started watching. You guys probably know him. His YouTube name is just Hutch. He used to do Call of Duty stuff like a long ass time ago, and by a long ass time ago I mean like a few years or whatever. But that's, you know, that's multiple millennia in internet years. in internet time, I guess. So he used to do Call of Duty stuff, and then he worked like at Machinima or something, and then he like took a break from doing YouTube stuff, and then he had a comeback like a couple of years ago or something like that. But I started watching a few things by him. Not, you know, I'm not that interested in Destiny and stuff, which is what he mostly is doing. Or at least a large amount of his content happens to be Destiny based. But he does chess. He does blitz chess, where each person gets 5 minutes on their timer, and the games, you know, go like that. So it's fast. And so that like rekindled my interest in chess. And so I'm watching just tons of chess content and stuff, and it's great. And then I tried to like actually play chess, and I'm like, man, okay, no, this game is impossible. But I wanna actually like be moderately okay at chess. But it's a tough one. Chess is a pretty. If I put this perfectly there, it should work. Hey. Hey. Chess is a really, really fascinating game because of how many variations there are in every single thing. I mean, in order to play every single game of chess possible, well, first of all, it'll never happen. At least humans will never be capable of actually playing out every single possible variation of chess. Like, ever, presumably. Like the first, okay, the hard thing about actually knowing a number about how many variations of chess are possible is that there are, like, the math behind it is, like, insane, right? Because every variation of chess creates more sub-variations based on what pieces are left and what are the legal moves, and then even, you know, if you want to break it down further, you can go with moves that aren't downright idiotic, because people theoretically would not make those moves, at the very least, you know, not people who know how to play chess, which presumably are the people who are playing chess. So, the math is absurd, and I don't remember what the estimates currently were at for how many possible games of chess there are, but it's definitely a number higher than the estimated amounts of atoms in the universe. So, I mean, it's kind of unbelievable to expect that every variation of chess will ever be played. Which is part of the mystique, you know? Like, yeah, people can probably do repeat games, mostly because there are, there are a lot of, like, little things with chess. Oh, that's 2 keys, okay, right. There's a lot of little things that will essentially create repeat games. Like, the thing about chess is that there's pretty much, not necessarily set openers, but there are openers that most people who are good at chess know, and know the best way to go for the color they're playing with the opener that has been set forth either by them or the opponent, right? And so that creates repetition, just because it's like, well, you know, I'd be stupid to, you know, he's attacking this thing. It would be stupid not for me to, or it would be stupid for me to not move my piece to this location, because then if I didn't do that, then I would just lose a piece for free. So I'm going to do that, and then, you know, that kind of logic can just bring you across and make repeat openers. Repeat games are a lot less frequent, of course, but repeat openers happen. Man, I'm not getting the greatest shops. BFF is fine. It's actually quite good with Lil Brimstone, but I would like something a bit more exciting. So yeah, chess is really sweet because it's just, every game is like its own monster, and that's awesome. And it doesn't do so via any randomness, which is well, okay, not no randomness. Again, theoretically, chess could portray randomness. Like, there are things in chess that could be considered randomness. And obviously the biggest bit of randomness is who plays which color, right? Whoops, I meant to pick up a red heart. It's alright though. Sure. Yeah, fuck this floor. Yeah, so chess is just super fascinating to me. The thing that is so difficult for me, though, is that as a person who really has had pretty much no chess experience in my life, the most difficult thing for me is the process of being able to make smart moves that don't just throw pieces away. I've noticed that I'm very bad about leaving pieces hanging. Because I'm like, you know, I focus on, ugh, God. I've had 4 pills this run. 1 was a luck up, 3 were amnesia. That's not great. But like, I'll focus on something in the game, right? And then I'll make a move that makes sense based on the thing I'm focused on, but then I just forget about, you know, I've got a piece hanging. It's like I try to like continue an attack or something, and then I just lose a pawn on the back. It's very frustrating. It might be the most frustrating thing, frustrating learning experience I've ever had. But you know what? I'm fucking determined, man. I wanna at the very least be not really absolutely fucking terrible at chess. That's my goal. Is to not be absolutely fucking terrible. I think it's a tough goal. I think it's an admirable goal. I'm loving the amnesia pills, man. These are just my jam, you know? All about them amnesia pills. Okay. And you. Alright. No! Ugh. And it's funny too, the thing that actually sort of rekindled my interest in chess, to some extent, was actually... God, was that only a year ago? It might have been. Must have been. It was, so one of my friends was like, hey, it's fucking like 4 AM or whatever. Want to watch the chess world championship or whatever the hell that thing is called with me? And I was like, fuck it, sure. I'm gonna take it #1. And it was the... God, who was it? It was Magnus Carlsen, right? Versus... he's got a crazy name. I don't remember the name. It's a crazy name, though. But it was that one. I think that was last year. I have no clue, though. I have no basis of time when it comes to this specific thing. But, it was that thing. What? There we go. Okay. It's steps 1. We're good. And so, he, you know, just randomly was like, hey, watch this with me. And I'm like, alright. I mean, I don't know chess, but sure. So I started watching it, and I'm like, this is fucking... Oh, shit. I set an alarm to make sure that I didn't miss being awake to upload, or to record and upload. Whoops! I forgot I had that alarm set. That caught me off guard. But, yeah, so he was just like, watch this. And I'm like, okay. And then I did. And then I'm like, this is fucking cool. I mean, I didn't understand what was happening, but at the same time, I was like, this is cool. It's just that sort of, like, appreciation that you can just have for things. It's like when, so I've kind of eased my dad into watching Dota 2. I made him watch Free to Play, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie, that documentary about the International, was it the International 1 that it was covering? I don't know. It's been a while since it came out. I guess it was probably TI2, right? Regardless, watch it. Watch Free to Play. It's awesome. What was in the show? Yeah, if you haven't watched, oh yeah, if you haven't watched Free to Play, then do yourself a favor and watch it right now. It's on Netflix. It's probably on. I have to assume that it's like on YouTube for free. But it might not be. I don't know. I think it is though. It's on Steam for free if you want to watch it through Steam. But just watch it. I mean, it's incredible. It's basically. God, was it TI2? Or was it TI1? I can't. No, it was TI1. It had to be TI1. Yeah, it literally had to be. Never mind. I was like, no, there's teams that weren't a thing in TI2. Because, like, you know, part of me, I was just so focused on, you know, Dendi, Navi, and whatnot, that I forgot the whole thing with fear. So basically what it does is it focuses on fear, Dendi, and what's his fucking face? Some Chinese player. I don't remember. He like doesn't play anymore, or maybe he came back at some point and then left again. I don't remember. I don't really keep up. I feel kind of bad. In Dota 2, I don't really keep up with the Chinese scene much. I never have. It's just because it's, I don't know. I actually have no idea why. I don't have an explanation. I just don't. I will happily do that. Maybe it's just because the Chinese scene plays Dota 2 at very weird times compared to what I'm used to when it comes to watching video games. But anyway, I showed my dad Free to Play. I was like, you gotta watch this. And he was like, alright, I'll watch it. And so he watched it, and like, he very clearly outwardly showed a much greater appreciation for Dota 2, which is awesome. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. So, and my dad says like he doesn't really understand a lot of the things that happen in Dota 2, but he can at least understand why people get excited about things, and he does get like the basics. I've told him the basics of the game and stuff like that. It's just that, you know, Dota's a fairly complex game. So knowing the basics is like maybe 1% of the gameplay. So, but you know what? At the very least, you can be like, oh, they lost a tower. That's really bad. You know, that sort of thing. Alright. Pills have not been great on this run. And so I think that's the sort of appreciation that I had for the chess thing. Was that like, yeah, I don't quite get it, but I understand why people like it, you know? That was a terrifying move. You should never do that. In fact, I shouldn't have done that, but I did it because I'm crazy. I also, wait, no, it didn't matter. Never mind. This was fine. Everything about this was alright. Ooh. I'm gonna pass. I don't know. I don't feel that confident right now. I have no range ups, and I think boss rush is a bad place to be without a single range up. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that was facing Magnus Carlsen. Oh god, what was it? It was like Viswanathan or something like that. Is that it? I think that's it. Like, in my brain I was like, Nathan something, Nathan something, Nathan something. And then it just came to me. I think it was Viswanathan. That's not like his full name, that's like his last name or something? Or no, his first name? Last name? I don't know. His other name, like, what? It was one of the names. And then the other one was like Anand or something. I think maybe. I might be confusing two people, but I think that's actually the one. I think I'm just a very confused human being in general. I got too much stuff rattling around in my brain. Alright, this floor is not going the way I wanted it to go, which is to say that it's going to every single dead end that exists. Thankfully I avoided a few. Right at the end. After already discovering pretty much every other one. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is good. I have Curse of the Blind, but I don't have to deal with Krampus on this floor. So if I get a deal with the devil, I'm going to be very happy that I did what I just did there. And I will just be taking, if there's a 2-heart deal, I'll be taking that. There is no deal. Unfortunate. Got torn photo though. I don't know what I was planning there. I have no clue. I don't know. I have no explanation for that one. It was just something else. I mean, like, the damage I'm dealing is pretty unreal. It's actually not that incredible. It's good. It's very good. I'm not gonna claim that I have low damage, but I wouldn't consider it actually unreal. That was just the first word that popped into my head. I also wouldn't consider it awesome. Oh, Jesus. Alright. I am fucking yawning up a storm, and I don't know why, but what the fuck ever, man. Luck up is nice. Probably not relevant. I'm really upset, by the way, about the way that the movement is operating in this run. It always feels like I'm just delayed extra while moving in this run. I don't know. Like, Isaac always has that weird fucking input delay, right? Here, you can just listen. Like, it doesn't quite sync up. There, you know, there's just this slight input delay. Very slight, but very noticeable for somebody like me. Why? How did that even work? I hate this game. Alright. But I'm the kind of guy who, like, you know, notices a 1 frame per second drop. I don't know, I'm very observant about very irrelevant things to most people. Speaking of which, there was a movie that I watched recently that confused the shit out of me because certain scenes in the movie were just suddenly 60 FPS, and it bothered me. And then I got to thinking, and I was like, wait, how though would it be just random scenes are 60? Oh, right, because everything is digital now. Nobody actually stitches film together anymore. There's no physical film. It's literally somebody just clicks a button and then it goes. But that's still weird to me, because why would the editors be stupid and miss something like that? I don't know. Like, either they shot those scenes with a different camera that shot in 60 FPS, and then they just forgot to, you know, chunk that one down in frame rate so it didn't look very off-putting. But I mean, I don't remember what movie it was, by the way. It's actually upsetting me. I don't think it was Mission Impossible, but it might have been. But it was a movie I saw recently, and it confused the shit out of me. I definitely saw it with my dad, and I brought it up, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't notice that." And then I'm like, "Huh. Maybe that's why the editors didn't notice it, because I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly observant with weird shit. I feel like that's definitely the case." But I also feel like anybody who plays video games would probably notice a movie randomly going to 60 FPS instead of their classical 24, sometimes 30 FPS. I fucking hate you, Isaac. I want you to die in a fire, if that's alright. Alright. Little Brim, I'm gonna need you to work on your accuracy, bud. Yeah, I mean, when I watch like a regular ass movie, you know, one that's in 24 FPS or whatever the number is. I'm pretty sure 24 is the quote-unquote cinematic number that movies go at. I don't remember why, but I'm pretty sure it's 24. You know, fuck it, let's go crazy. Is this even crazy? This actually doesn't seem that crazy. Every fucking pill is amnesia. I give up, dude. But yeah, when I watch like a regular ass 24 FPS movie, I'm like, oh god, ooh. Somebody should look into upgrading their PC, you know? This is just embarrassing. But it's just such the norm. I just don't get why they still do it. I don't know. Movie theater, like it's not for movie theaters. I'm sure there are like classic movie theaters that still do stupid physical film and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the vast majority of places are gonna be doing it digital. I have to assume. I actually don't know. I'm just assuming that it makes no goddamn sense to have physical film anymore. Because it doesn't. It makes no goddamn sense. But maybe places are fucking really dumb and still do it. Like, there's no actual benefit to physical film over digital. In fact, there's only negatives. But I don't know. I don't work in a movie theater as the guy who actually clicks the button on the movie or anything like that, so I don't know. I'm uneducated on the subject, I suppose. I fucking hate this. This is so bullshit. I want this to be over, because these rooms are pissing me off. But yeah, so if everything's digital, right? What's the purpose of having 24 FPS? Is it so you can have cheaper cameras? Well, no, because your budget is, you know, $70 million, right? there's not going to be a problem with price of cameras that you're purchasing. Not to mention every camera that you've purchased that exists, like that was made in the 21st century, most likely can shoot in higher than 24 FPS. So it's not that. Like, it's a conscious decision, right? But why? What is the reasoning behind this conscious decision? I mean, I guess part of it probably is the fact that with CGI, theoretically, the more frames you want to make, the more expensive it's going to be. I don't know the exact price model that exists when it comes to places that do CGI. I don't know the price point. I don't know exactly how their metrics are, but I imagine with most of the programs used nowadays, generating the same graphic at 30 FPS versus 60 is going to be roughly the same. The only difference will be how long it takes to render. Like, the actual effort put in, the human effort put in, will be the same, right? It's not like they're doing frame by frame sort of CG, like old-fashioned hand-drawn animations, like cartoons and stuff, right? They're not doing that shit. I hope they're not doing that shit. That sounds ridiculously silly. We're in 20 goddamn 15. Doing frame by frame just sounds like the most fucking 1980s thing ever. In fact, they probably had the technology to not have to do it frame by frame in fucking the 1980s. I mean, in fact, they did a lot of times. They would do like claymation and superimpose it, right? So I can't imagine the thing that replaces it would require you to make every individual frame. Like, obviously, you know, you're gonna like make the thing and then go frame by frame to make sure it works, but that's not a huge deal, probably. I don't know. It just seems silly to me that movies aren't 60 FPS. I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense. Whatever. Although, you know, I'm saying it makes no sense for them not to be 60 FPS now, and then in 20 years people are going to be like, I just don't understand why movies aren't going to be 120 FPS. God, it just makes no sense. Oh, excuse me, the human eye can only see in 4 frames per second, so anything above that, we can't tell the difference. I'll tell you, I've been able to tell the difference while playing a video game between 60 FPS and 100 FPS. There's a very distinct difference. Even though, right, even though technically I shouldn't be able to see it because my monitor's refresh rate is 60 Hz. There's a very distinct difference. It's not that I'm seeing all 100 frames per second, but there's something different. There is a visual difference for sure. And you might be like, well, that would be screen tearing. It's not screen tearing. I don't know. I can't articulate it. I'm sorry. It's a very weird thing. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. And if you did, please be sure to leave a like and, you know, comment, subscribe, do all that shit. And I'll see you guys in the next one.